Many of you know, and I'd like for my folks from DEP to come on down if anybody's here. Come on down. The reason why we decided to move forward with this is because our region is actually one of the regions that's got a higher susceptibility of radon exposure than a lot of other areas throughout the country. And it's something that not a lot of people are aware of. We oftentimes hear about making sure that you've got a carbon monoxide detector in your house, making sure that you have a smoke detector in your house to protect your safety. The reality is that radon is also something that is also a silent killer, and something that a lot of people need to be aware of and understand can also have huge implications on the health and well-being of you and your family and your homes, especially if you live in some of the higher radon susceptible areas. And so radon itself is it's colorless. It's very hard to detect. You can't detect it from the naked eye in terms of looking at it or smelling it. Unlike carbon monoxide, where you actually, when you smell the exhaust, you can actually smell it, but radon you can't. And so a lot of people, unfortunately, are living in homes right now while we're talking about this who are experiencing slow radon poisoning, and that's a huge issue. And so what we wanted to do here in this county is make sure that we were making people aware. If you buy a home, that they're actually checking to make sure that the radon levels are safe, making sure that they're within acceptable levels so that if there is an issue, it can easily be remediated. There's an easy way in which you can fix this problem, and that's by installing a radon mitigation system. And so we here in this county mandated that every house that was sold would actually have to be tested for radon so that people would be aware, so that you aren't just buying a home and then would think, hey, I have to be unsure of whether or not I'm putting my family at risk. And so I'm very proud of my colleagues and I who here in Montgomery County believe in protecting our residents when they're buying homes and making sure that they're safe and that their families are safe. And so I really want to thank our Department of Environmental Protection for working with us and educating our community about this silent killer and making sure that we have homes that from now on that are sold in perpetuity to where families will know and be aware of whether or not radon is a risk for them and their families. So I'm going to read the proclamation, which says, whereas radon is an invisible, odorless, radioactive gas that is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States and the leading cause of lung cancer among non-smokers, responsible for approximately 21,000 deaths a year. And whereas 1 in 15 homes across the nation has an elevated radon level, and the Environmental Protection Agency has determined that Montgomery County, Maryland is situated within the highest radon zone area. And whereas Montgomery County is the first jurisdiction in the United States to pass a law requiring single-family homes to be tested for radon prior to being sold. And whereas this January is National Radon Action Month, a perfect time to promote radon awareness and testing, as it's generally easiest and most effective in cooler weather months when houses tend to be closed up for the warmth. And whereas the U.S. Surgeon General has recommended that every single home be tested for radon, and that the testing is inexpensive and easily available through the mail, hardware stores, and at retail outlets. So now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby acknowledges January 2018 as National Radon Action Month and encourages every single resident to test their homes for radon and, if necessary, make simple but life-saving fixes in a home or building to lower their health risks. And it's presented the 16th day of January in the year 2018, signed by our Council President, Hans Riemer.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do you want to?
I just want to say I look forward to talking on the phone with many residents, as I do every January, who have questions about radon.
And just again, encourage every single person, regardless of where you are. So my Alabamians, make sure when you go back, you get your homes tested for radon as well. Spread the word, all right? Yep, we'll go ahead and get a picture. Bye.